That's hilarious.
Okay.
That is absolutely
What
hilarious.
two, what to do? Look, we not going to even give you an intro. We just go bring y'all in on the conversation that we just had. So I'm talking about, zodiac elements. So before y'all start saying, "Oh, that's witchcraft," or whatever, no, it's not. I read the Ethiopian Bible. This came directly from the angels that were unfortunately mating with human beings and got casted out. You can look that up later if you want to. But I have to source this so y'all won't think I'm on some witchcraft. So we talking about elements, and Mo was telling me a story about a young lady, and she did something that made him question it, and it immediately made me think, "Oh,
I,
you're
I also told her ahead of time what's that you should that they're not gonna be happy with the outcome. But I continue, please.
yeah, yeah." So as soon as I saw him, like immediately, like try to stop the situation, I'm like, "Oh, you're a water sign. I forgot." And he was like, "Yeah." He looked puzzled. I was like, "What you have to understand is me learning the elements. Each element, like what element you are, is naturally what you're going to be. Like each element naturally does what it does. With air, you need air to breathe. So with air, you're always going to want to be acknowledged because nobody acknowledges air. So air signs usually want to be acknowledged. Earth signs, they need all the other three elements. So Earth usually wants to help all of the elements be at its maximum because if everybody else is at its maximum, the Earth side is at its maximum.
Mm.
Water signs, y'all see rivers, y'all see all of that. It just want to flow. It's naturally built to flow. And fire, well, you know what fire can do in put in the wrong situation. We just want to be respected. Don't put us in a situation where we got to burn stuff down. So, as we was talking about this, I was just saying to Mo and the germ, I was like, each element, if put in the wrong situation, could lead to disaster. So I told Mo, I'm like, you're incredible in the river, but you're a fucking problem if you're in the basement. And I told John, we look great in the fireplace. We do look good on your roof. So it's important to know yourself and get to know the elements so it can stop you from doing something that you know you're capable of doing. I always got to stop Germ because I know Germ will burn down the fucking wilderness. I know he would.
He would.
And I'm like, no, just go in the fireplace and
Damn. Yep.
be enjoyable there, bro. Because you, if you keep disrespecting my man's, it's gonna be bad. That's why I just be like, yo, look, Germ, relax.
Germ is Smokey the Bear. All right. He pointing at you says only you can prevent forest fires by not pissing me off. That's
Yeah,
Mr. True.
yeah. He is the
Jeremy
president of
Torch.
FAA. He is the president of FAFO.
Yes, he
Listen,
is.
He's the
every
president
day I
of
walk in my building, I say to my employees, "Don't piss me off."
Hey, he
But
got
we,
he got
hey, but we cool as hell.
They
We
love me though. They love me. They
yeah,
love me, and they
it's
know.
love.
I couldn't leave work last night. They're like, "Can you just stay and close with us? Can you please just stay?" I said, "But I got a closing manager." But you always are our closing manager. Oh my
See,
god!
Jeremy Torch.
And then it turns into a whole training session because everybody wants to be one of my managers. So again, it works. It works.
It
But
works.
the thing is, what you said about the fireplace and then the roof, I just wanted everybody to know I'm trying to get on the roof. Because the fireplace is too structured for me. We got to burn it down. Seth Rollins. Let's go.
The roof is on fire. Let the mother burn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So views from the 22, gave y'all a little bit of zodiac intake. Hopefully y'all can take that and it will stop you from being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because lawyers cost a lot. Mo, how's everything?
Hey, they do cost a lot, but if you need a referral, I'm your guy. Everything's beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Gratitude is abundance,
Yes.
as our guy James Winston says. And it's the end of the year, it's the end of the calendar year. It's been quite a year for all of us, on a personal level, and obviously things that we won't get into on a public platform. But I think we are all excited about what's on the horizon for us all, both individually and collectively. And that's exciting.
Yes.
That gives us a lot of motivation and drive, more importantly. and we'll just see what happens. The horse is prepared for battle, but victory comes from the Lord, and I cannot wait to get into what we got going on today.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So as of right now, speaking of flow, there's a team that messed up your flow, Mo, and it's only right that you share with us that messing up of the flow, because people need to see how you look in the basement. So the Detroit Lions. Let's just start off by saying this, because I want to set the table nice for him. He's going to take care of the rest. The Detroit Lions. I know Christmas passed, but it's stuff on sale, 50% off after Christmas sale. I want to buy you a book, How to Use Your Kicker. And I want you to read that book. And I want you to go in the new year with a resolution. I want you to write it like on that Bart Simpson chalkboard 500 times. I will kick the field goal when it's 4th and 4 or more. I want you to write it 100 times, Mr. Campbell. I will kick the field goal when it's 4th and 4 or more. Then I want you to go on the board again and write, I will kick the field goal when I need points. The fact that you coach it like it's a Madden game is crazy to me.
Facts.
So I'll leave it to you after that.
I just think, look, let's start there. With Detroit Lions, because I certainly have a lot to say about them. And when we first started, I wasn't sure if we were going to go Ravens or Lions, but so I'm glad you started with the Lions. Because I do want to get into the Ravens. You're not on Facebook right now, but there was a very extended conversation that I forgot to tell you about.
No.
In the thread last night about Lamar, and so we'll get into that later.
Oh.
As far as Detroit's concerned, they're 8-8 right now. Now, I just want to point out that Jerm and I had a conversation with a former third member, and we tried to warn him, and we tried to warn everybody that Detroit was not winning more than 10 games this year.
You did.
And we were called crazy and haters and delusional. But as always, to be a visionary, you must be willing to stand alone. And so I think the first thing I'll say before I get into the kickers thing is you cannot lose two great coordinators and expect the course to still run as is. That's just not going to happen. Bill Belichick couldn't do it. Dan Campbell's certainly not going to do it. That's number one. Number two, they're 8-8. The Green Bay Packers, who have clinched a playoff spot, are not only have 9 wins with 1 game to go. So you could do the math that they didn't need much more for the Detroit Lions to make the playoffs. And if you go back and watch their season, there's at least 3 games that should have been wins. At least. That should have been wins. Had Dan Campbell just done the common sense football thing. And see, again, these analytics and AI and IBM and AWS, all great tools. I'm not here to knock it. I use them. They are very beneficial, not only in sports, but also in real life, whatever business you run in. Like I'm in logistics. They're great tools to use. And it's a great technology. But there's also real life situations. And nothing holds greater value in any situation than the human element. There is no greater variable than the human element. And if you're Dan Campbell, you should have looked at at all those situations and said, it's better for me to kick it. Me and Jerm have a philosophy that every possession should end in a kick. It is a positive thing for your football team if every possession ends with a kick. Over the course of a game, over the course of the season, that's going to correlate to wins and losses. And this is a perfect example for the Detroit Lions. There were situations where the obvious decision was to kick it. There were situations where the football decision was to kick it. But somebody with some college degree who knows how to input numbers and create equations, says, oh, hey, I think we should go for this. Either throw the football forward or run the football forward. They don't understand. They don't, again, I'm going to say this again. Solutions are not in analytics. Solutions are in your personnel. Your problems is not in your playbook. Your playbook is the problem. The solution lies in your players. The solution lies in your personnel. And so for the Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell, I think it was professional negligence. Negligence of duty. Because we're talking lawyers to start the show. Dan Campbell, I am hereby charging you with negligence of duty towards your football team. And that's why you missed in the playoffs. Now let's look ahead before Jerem chimes in and shows his beautiful face of the people. The Detroit Lions right now are 9th in cap space. At the beginning of the NFL 2026 calendar season, right now, they are projected to go from 9th to 22nd.
Oh.
There are certain players, and these are the only notes I have. Amon-Ra St. Brown jumps to 33 million cap space, direct hit. McNeil, defensive tackle, he goes from 6 million cap hit to 28 million. Penei Sewell goes from like 5-6 million to 28 million. DJ Reed jumps up to 18 million. This is all direct cap hits. And Jared Goff, what do you think Jared Goff's cap number is next year, MJ? Just give me a number. 69.
Oh, wow. That would not have been a number I would have picked.
69. Usually a number we don't object to. However, this is why they play the game as the same day as the church. Okay, because that is a number of sin. That is an evil number.
It is.
So the number one priority for the Detroit Lions is to restructure Jared Goff. And I'm going to leave it there. Go ahead, True.
You're on mute, by the way. Push that button. There you go.
I had to be on mute for a second because I'm over here just dead because the number of sin is crazy. Like, what are we doing? I mean, listen.
Hey, the total has been Saturday and Sunday.
So look, let's start at the top, man.
Let's do it.
First of all,
the roof.
Let's start at the roof. So, you know why the roof was on fire? You don't win the same games last year the same way that you're going to win games this year. Ooh. So why are we looking at last year's success as a catalyst for today's success? Yesterday is not today's prices. So let's talk about that. Situational football. Situational football is the key element here, right? The key element to everything that we do here is situational football. Understanding in this formation, it's even down to the science of out of certain formations, we don't even run certain routes coming from certain stacks. So a receiver isn't going to run certain routes coming from a stack. That's why when you see certain things and you see people completely miss, out of whack and different things, it's because of the common sense aspect of football, right? So you wonder how somebody can be so prepared. It's because you understand the X's and O's of the game and you understand situational football. So those two factors go into a whole element in itself. Why is it that Detroit seems that they're inept of this? The league catches up to you year by year, which is why the New England dominance, which is why dominance in general is such a coveted thing in football, because year to year, things change. I got a full 12-month jump on Detroit now. So now I got the film from last year and everything that you guys do well, but I also see the things that your personnel doesn't do well. So I know where this guy who you got for this offensive coordinator or this defensive coordinator, I know where he's from. I know his background information. I know his social security number almost.
This point.
The things that comes out in these situations after a while is everything comes with, you have to be able to reinvent yourself. at some point. Reinvent doesn't mean you just have to reinvent yourself fully. You just have to be able to transcend what you did this time to the next time.
Yes.
What did Detroit do this year besides bring a brand new hot toy running game with this fast Jahmyr Gibbs? Nothing.
No.
They still haven't featured. It took Amon-Ra St. Brown to go out with an injury, but then to feature Jameson Williams more.
Speak on it.
So that right there is the key to your offense. And I say this all the time. Y'all don't know how to scull. That's the reason why y'all don't scull. Number one, if you want to score, speed is your best friend because speed challenges the field vertically and horizontally. Why do you think we like mesh routes so
You just
much?
made a cross.
This is Bible.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
if we want to challenge the field the right way and we want to do the things the right way, speed is our best friend. We got home run hitters at both running back and at wide receiver. We have chain movers at tight end. I know we lost our tight end, but you still got other guys in the room that can move the chains. That Tesla kid is not bad. That's a third level guy that can, and I say a third level guy meaning he's a guy who can take some of those contested catches up high in the red zone area. If every offense had one of those guys with a strong running game and a chain mover, that's Bible once again, because you have everything that you need to be able to challenge the defense every way possible. That's your back of the end zone threat for the high catches that you want in the back of the end zone. The chain mover is the guy you want in the front because you can throw the ball low and away and low and down so he can catch the ball and catch it at the goal line. And of course, your running game is what? The backbone of a strong red zone offense. So I just gave you the Holy Trinity right there. So what I want to know is if you have the Holy Trinity in that situation with the speed, why are you losing games? It's because you're not putting yourself in the right situations. You're not executing the playbook to the proper thing, but also your offensive coordinator is not creative enough because we already know what the personnel is able to do. So now we have to find different ways to get things going. Or in the words of my birthday twin, less is more is plenty of us. So less is more. So why are we trying to add stuff to a playbook when we can simplify it? I understand injuries, and you did lose some hitters, but injuries do not play the biggest factor of why you lost these games.
No.
Because your defense was coached from where they were coached to the talent. The disparity there was not as much as it was last year. In fact, I will argue that Shepard did a better job this year than Aaron Glenn did last year.
I am fine with that statement.
Because if you look at it, they not only lost both starting safeties and their number one corners and their number one linebacker and everything else. The only thing that didn't get injured for this year was Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, ironically.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even the same player this year.
He wasn't.
Coming from that injury. So I need y'all to realize, like, this Detroit problem, it stems from the roof is on fire. So the roof right now is Dan Campbell. Dan, I'm gonna need you to get in the fireplace. Dan needs to get in the fireplace.
Yes.
Because that controlled smoke is the key to his success in the NFL. A head coach has to understand that your coordinators are your best friend in these situations. And if your coordinators can't be the outside element to your control smoke in this situation, then you're going to get the results that you got. It's really that simple.
So since we own elements and Mo brought up the human element, let's talk about it. The main thing of human element is free will. So we're the only human that can say no to righteousness, that can say no to common sense, and can even say no to God. So there's your answer with that. But let's also talk about the human element on the other end of their adversary. This is what analytics don't compute. They don't compute a grown man who used this job to feed his family. You just said you're not going to kick on me, and you think you have enough balls to be able to get 4 or however many yards against me. You literally just disrespected me and my family that I am working to provide for. So if I wasn't woke in this game, if I was kind of just going through the motions, I'm fucking woke now.
Yeah.
Because there's just certain things, especially in this game, is man-to-man, hand-to-hand combat. It is the pinnacle of competitiveness and challenging a man from a physical standpoint. The biggest challenge you can do to a man on the football field is say, we're so good, we don't even have to kick on you.
Yes. That's real.
Or we're gonna run the same play over and over again until you stop it.
Agreed as well.
So you got both of those things moving simultaneously, and you really think these dudes who are trying to feed their family is not going to not only take this personal, but is going to exercise their pissed offness on you for taking it, for even thinking that this is even an option. And it'll be different if, you know what I'm saying, yeah, we talk about the missed field goals or whatever. Yes, I get it. Analytics, worst come to worst, they still get the ball on the other side of the field. You trust your defense and you play the long game, whatever. But y'all not even punting.
Oh, my God.
Like, bro, who are you? Who do you think you are? Now you giving me an incentive. Forget feeding my family.
Right.
Now I get to get the ball on your side of the field if I stop you. Oh, I'm taking this to the review
and
room.
I'm gonna take this 3 points
after this.
And I'm gonna take my 3.
Absolutely. You damn right I am. You giving me points? I'll take it. Are you giving me points? I'll take it.
But that is the part that analytics can never compute.
Nope.
You can't compute that if you're analytics. So yes, there is a place for it, but you have to understand probably the most brilliant, most highest functioning computer you will ever have is a human mind.
Mm-hmm.
You can't replace it. And you add a human mind with emotions and feelings that have gotten triggered and they're working cohesively, that's pretty fucking dangerous.
Yeah, agreed. And another thing I'll say, and then we'll move on. But as much as I hate the tush push or the brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it, I give a lot of credit to the teams that have adapted it this year and utilized it and are lining up properly. Yes, that is shade at the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Lions didn't take advantage of that. And it's gone after this year. So
yeah,
you missed your opportunity.
So can I know this is a little off rails, right? Can I give a little monologue of my own real quick?
Please.
Before we go to Baltimore.
Your name is on the door, of course.
All right, so look. Kansas City. I know none of y'all expected this morning.
Yeah,
everybody said Kansas City. They said, "Whoa."
No, not me.
So since we're on the subject of coaching and of all those different things and everything else, Kansas City, why your roof is on fire?
I want to hear
this. Is because we are so inept of bringing in quality offensive tackles that our quarterback is constantly on the edge. And the edge isn't just the edge of the pocket. It's the edge as in mentally.
Yes.
That is a triple entendre. I want to understand why we think we can just draft all of these skill positions. We can draft all of these other positions, but the offensive line is not a part of this. I know you tried to say, oh, well, they took Simmons this year. They should have been looking at a Simmons last year. They should have
Yes.
been looking at a Simmons the year before that.
Yes.
You paid $450 million and didn't even sign a check for $5 million for the insurance policy.
Yo, shit.
I don't understand where we are. How are we? Listen,
Oh,
I'm at a stage now where I'm not understanding where we didn't see something bad happening in the foreseeable future. Now, all good things must come to an end.
of course.
All things that stay in motion, Newton's law, all things in motion stay in motion until acted on by an outside force. Well, this outside force, again, on this edge, that outside force is what just stopped your emotion. So now you have a quarterback that's on the shelf next year. So this is going to be 2 years you don't make the playoffs in a row. You're gonna miss it this year, and you're gonna miss it next year. Yeah,
Wow.
It's a different bag. This is a different energy.
Wow.
Because I need y'all to remember something. It's not about being right for me or for him or for anybody
Facts.
here. It's about the objectivity and the aspect of we don't think that one sin is bigger than the next.
Oh.
And the biggest sin is if you don't sign an insurance policy for your franchise quarterback, eventually this is what happens. Somebody gets hurt. Cincinnati didn't show you any type of, like, you think because you winning championships and we got the Lombardi and all that. Yes, you party, all get wasted, and everything was all good just a week ago.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
But now everything has changed. Growing up in the hood, just my dog and me. Problem, you called on him, he called on me. Like, I don't understand. Who does Pat have to call on? You took away the weapons. There's no offensive line prowess. You traded away his best offensive lineman and gave him to Chicago for a 4th and 5th round pick.
We're
going to talk about cap space?
Talk your shit.
We don't need cap space. As long as I will pay a luxury tax every year if it means keeping my quarterback standing straight up and down.
Because as long
instead
as
of running left and right,
up and down, you got a chance.
We trying to keep the quarterback up straight up and down and not have him running left to right. See, we keep making this cross, and that cross is there for a reason.
Jesus Christ, John.
Right here is what I'm not accepting this Pat Mahomes injury. Andy Reid, this is your negligence. I don't care how many X's and O's and how many great plays you draw and everything else. This situation was bound to end this way. And it was bound to end this way because we didn't protect the investment. We didn't protect El Capitan. We didn't protect the franchise. And if you've learned anything from this, when he comes back and he gets under center, he better have a brand new offensive line outside of Creed Humphrey.
And Trey Smith.
Trey Smith might not be there, Mo.
You're right. He might not be there. That's a great point.
We don't know.
That's a great point.
Because, again, what is he again? He's a luxury to have him. And a right guard being your second best offensive lineman, that's the reason why you fucking trash now on the offensive line. The right guard is the worst position to pay before you pay a left tackle.
You know,
I would have rather paid a right tackle.
Right. Look, bro, the Joe Thuney thing. First of all, everything you just said is crazy.
Yeah.
Like that was phenomenal. That's German in playoff mode. Welcome back, sir. I missed that germ. It's been a few weeks. Now, obviously, I haven't been here, but that was
Germ coached the first 3
sensational.
quarters, and then he just turned.
No, but that was real though.
Yeah,
like everything he just said was so real because I think a lot of people, rightfully so, I guess, or deservedly so, are not being so critical of the Chiefs. However, there is something about, well, they're not just going to automatically be back next year. And the Joe Thuney thing, before we move on, because I don't want to take away from Germ's unbelievable soliloquy. Joe Thuney might be the greatest winner of his generation not named Tom Brady. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
He won with the Patriots, won with the Chiefs, and now he's got the Bears as the NFC North Division champions. But I digress. But no, everything you said, Jerm, was it is worth a whole podcast to discuss.
Yeah.
What happened to the Chiefs and what's happening to the Chiefs.
And it's no different because I'm really into like documentaries and movies where somebody go from rags to riches and they start feeling themselves and then just things go to a crumble.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest weapon in anybody's life is victory.
Yeah,
victory has defeated you.
It's the biggest weapon because you start to get so used to victory, you forget that it's not guaranteed.
Bro, listen. People don't understand. As I get my crib together, I'm going to have quotes all around my house.
Mm.
Thanos will have a spot where we write a mantle for this dude. And it's because you have to understand. When that man asked, you could not live in your failures, and look where it brought you back to me. I said, what? Excuse me?
Yes.
Excuse me?
Yes.
What? Like, I need people to understand this is a situation where the Chiefs better live in these failures. Because if Pat Mahomes, if Patrick J. Ebenezer Scrooge Mahomes gets injured again because of this negligence, Andy Reid needs to get fired. Because Andy Reid needs to be the person that stands on the table now. We need some support now. He needs to stand on the table and he needs to say 100%, we need to get an offensive line.
Yes.
The offensive line is the catalyst for two things: protecting our quarterback and giving our quarterback a run game.
Oh, and by the way, if you tune in to 94 Feet of Life, you can literally clip this, what Jerm just said, and take out Chiefs and put in Warriors.
Yes.
It's the exact same fucking thing.
Yes.
It's literally the same.
Yes. And Travis Kelce has become Draymond Green. I'm with you. I think, look, Jerm, the one thing I want to say to what you just said, because I know a lot of people are going to, okay, thank God, first of all. Riley Leonard is starting today, or actually starting next week. So we'll get into that. Anyways, because a lot of people are going to say, oh, you're being unfair. Oh, they had injuries on the offensive line, and Josh Simmons missed a whole month, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
They were in those games, though.
No matter what combination they had this year, including when they had their intended starting five, they could never run the ball. There was never a time this year where the Chiefs were able to run the football. And yeah, MJ, they were in all those games. But the reason they lost a lot of those games was of their inability to control the line of scrimmage.
Mm.
No beef.
Lombardi.
No Lombardi.
Simple and plain.
They defied so the exception to the rule happens. And then we see the dominance of the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And since the dominance of the Super Bowl, what have teams done to this team?
Yeah, so, I'm with you.
I don't even want to taint it by talking about the Ravens this week. We'll wait for the Ravens next week, especially if they lose. Hold that.
Or I'll go live on Facebook later. I'm with you.
No. I don't feel like we tainting the Ravens because we need to have that conversation too. Like
we will
go on and do that.
I'm saying that this Chiefs conversation,
to
stand alone. You like to just make everything like everybody don't have that appetite, bro. They still digest it with
right.
Hey, let that bro.
Let that marinate. Yeah, fact. I agree with you. Plus, we're trying to get out of here soon, since
Yeah, because the Baltimore conversation is another 15-minute.
Yes, easily.
So. Thank you for talking about the Chiefs, though, because what a lot of people do not do is everyone loves to get. I know you on their ass, pause, but everyone always gives the benefit of the doubt once a person starts winning. It's always an excuse when they start to see the demise, as opposed to just like, no, this is being mishandled.
Yeah. And even like Germ, even when you said an exception, like just the last thing, they still had Joe Tooney and Mitchell Schwartz and they always had an offensive line, even those years they won. It's just last year he got you there. And you thought, oh, well, if it's just one game, we can get there again. No, you can't. No, you can't. This is the NFL. You can't just show up. You can't just show up. You got to evolve. You got to stay current. It's the only way.
Which is a perfect segue to the current playoff picture we're going to talk about, because the beautiful thing about this is all of these teams are in the midst of their evolution.
Yes.
And we're looking at the Philadelphia Eagles, who are the defending Super Bowl champs, but we've seen chinks in their armor. They've had a really rough season from a chemistry standpoint. We've seen them bleed from certain teams.
Uh-huh.
We didn't expect that. The tush push doesn't have the same aura that it once had last season.
Sure don't.
Bring it out. And you have a lot of other teams that are hungry, that are playing, that some even came out of nowhere, like the Carolina Panthers and the Chicago Bears. Some have been staples, but they have just refined what they're great at and rebranded themselves, like the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. Some are getting their swagger back and their groove back, and they're starting to get back into the conversation, like the Seattle Seahawks. You got the Green Bay Packers, who are pretty much just like the Seattle Seahawks, sustained as to who they are as an organization. This is the brand of football we play. Stop it. That's what Seattle and Green Bay reminds me of. So let's just go ahead and get into a talk of the AFC. As of right now, the current playoff picture, it could change. But as of right now, you got Seattle with a bye. You have Green Bay going against Chicago in the wild card, 2-7. You have Philadelphia going against the Rams, 3-6. And you have the Carolina Panthers going against the San Francisco 49ers, 4-5. Now, the San Francisco 49ers do play the Chicago Bears, in which the winner of that game can easily jump from 2 or 5. That's simple, that quick. San Francisco win. Now the Bears play the Carolina Panthers. And the Niners will play the Green Bay Packers. So it's still a lot to be desired. It's still a lot to figure out. And even with the Seattle Seahawks, if they don't take care of business and San Francisco wins out, San Francisco could be the number 1 seed.
Yep.
So,
and what's great about this in the NFC side, like, because in the NFC side, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 teams fighting out for the number 1 seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the great thing, if you're a Rams fan, is the 49ers play 2 of those teams over the next 2 weeks. And so and then the Seahawks, the 49ers play
the Bears.
Both of those teams, right. They play the Bears and the Seahawks. The Seahawks have an important game today against the Panthers, and then they got 49ers next week. The Bears got the 49ers this week, and then they play the Lions next week. And Detroit, Dan Campbell is not resting anybody.
No.
They are going to empty the tank next week against the Bears. You just know that with Dan Campbell. He's not going to rest them. They're not. No. Y'all not going to get rewarded for being mediocre. Go out and win.
Right.
And and his pride, he doesn't want to finish 8-9 after 3 successful seasons.
No.
So if you're the Rams now, you're looking at this saying, okay, wait a minute. We have the easiest schedule over these next 2 weeks. We got to handle our business.
Yes.
So Seattle controls their destiny. San Francisco controls their destiny. Chicago, the only team Chicago needs to lose 1 game over these next 2 weeks is the Seahawks. That's it. because obviously Chicago, by winning out, would beat San Francisco in that process.
Correct.
So again, Seattle, San Francisco, and Chicago truly control their own destiny. But they're all playing each other overlapping these next 2 weeks.
Correct.
Which means for the Rams, despite the analytics saying they have an 8% chance of winning the number 1 seed, where did you get that number from? They actually have the best chance, to me, of still finishing as the number 1 seed. So, the last thing I'll say, whether they do it or not, Kyle Shanahan is my coach of the year for the San Francisco 49ers.
Easily.
Easily. I think, personally, the San Francisco 49ers are going to end up with the number 1 seed. I do. Actually, no, because the Bears are going to win tonight. Give me the Rams to finish as the number 1 team in the NFC. And mind you, out of all 4 of those teams, the Rams are the team that least needs home field advantage, but they're going to end up getting it. And that's my opinion. Germ, anything on the NFC before I go to the AFC?
Shout out to Kyle Shanahan for the year he's had. Adjustments. Adjustments. That's the year of adjustments.
Yes.
You found some other special teams players, but you want to know something else? I think we found, as much as y'all hate it when I do this, I think we found some trade bait to be able to try to get ourselves out of this little financial hole we're getting ready to put ourselves in. That's not saying you move Fred Warner. That's not saying you move Fred Warner, but it is saying that you got some linebackers that some teams might look at and say, hey, I can plug this guy in and play him. Especially knowing we're going into a draft coming up here in a couple months here, and it may not be a lot of top tier guys in the middle that we can talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So besides that, I just look forward to the matchups once they get settled and once everything is situated, because everything from there is going to be my winner of the NFC will come predicated off of matchups. Oh, by the way, Philly,
I love it.
I need y'all to do me a favor. I need y'all to look yourselves in the mirror, and I need you to say, this is what we do well. This is what we don't do well.
Yeah.
And then after you do that, I need you to then go to Sirianni and give him this same piece of paper. I need him to look himself in the mirror and say, yesterday is not today's price.
So I hear what you're saying, Jerm, and you're not wrong. I obviously didn't bring up the Eagles because they're out of the number 1 seed race.
Right.
However, I want to make this perfectly clear to everybody listening in YouTube land. Which every time I say YouTube land, radio land, TV land, I wonder if anybody understands that reference. That's from a certain movie. And you know what? Trivia time. If you could tell me the movie, I'll send you something. It's an Eddie Murphy movie, and I'll leave it at that. But for all the people in YouTube land that are watching, the Philadelphia Eagles are still the most dangerous team in the NFC. They just are. Like, the 49ers haven't shown they can beat them. The Rams have yet to beat them. The Bears are the only team that actually went out and stomped them, actually beat them.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to happen again. I don't. No offense. I just don't. Again, the Bears should be very happy with where they are. But I think they're still a year away, personally, because of the quarterback. Because of the quarterback's stage of progression is what I should say, or development is what I should say.
Yeah,
because
he's taking strides this year. He has taken strides.
Caleb deserves all the flowers.
Yeah.
Les does not. Anyways.
And the nail polish. He deserves all the flowers.
Yeah.
Any color you want on me, bro.
Yeah. Yes. I bet you they don't be talking shit about him when he rolls up in there. I bet you not.
No.
I bet you not. I bet you they ask him if he wants some what is it? Some mushu. You want some mushu?
Hey, I'll tell you like this. Hey, as long as you do your job, Chicago will turn a blind eye to a lot of things. Dennis Rodman
Hey,
buried himself and nobody cared because he was getting 18 boards a game. Nobody gave a damn.
somebody said they're gonna put that man with Derrick Rose and Obama if he wins a Super Bowl. I thought that was absolutely
They would.
hysterical.
But the
Oh,
Bears ain't won since '85. That's
I know.
years. Yes,
I know.
he will get a statue.
Here's a fun fact: since 2018, the Bears have more division the Bears have more division titles than the Packers. Is that right?
Yeah,
Or as the same? I think it's the same. Either
right.
way. Before we go on to the AFC, the Eagles are not a team to be slept on.
No,
Saquon's surging. That defense is balling. They're finding ways to get AJ Brown involved more. I still think they have some fundamental flaws philosophically, and I still think the interior of their offensive line is a weakness, whereas last year that was their anchor. But nonetheless, they're going to be a tough out for anybody. On the AFC side, real quick, MJ, it's down to 5 teams for the number 1 seed. The Chargers are officially out of the number 1 seed.
5 out of 7 teams still, and we still don't know. This is wild, bro.
We went into yesterday 6 out of 7 teams.
Wow.
It's insane, dog. It is absolutely insane. And how about the Texans, who are in position to be the number 1 seed in the AFC? And here's the wild part. Here's the wild part. They actually have a really good chance at it.
Didn't they start off 0-3?
They started off 0-3 and then 1-5, I believe.
So they literally on a 10-game winning streak.
Yeah, they feasting right now.
They're on a 10-game winning streak. They're 11-5. They're
there you go.
11.
Let me just verify this.
No, it's 10-game winning streak. Yep, they're on 10-game winning streak. If they were 1-5, they're on 10-game winning streak. Because they're 11-5 right now.
It's 2-3, 2-4. Yeah. So they're no. So they lost to Denver. That's right. They lost to Denver. So
okay.
They're on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-game winning streak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they lost to Denver. My bad.
That's
still very impressive, and that's the best defense in football.
I love how they're doing it.
Yes,
they're punching you right in the mouth.
Yes.
They finally, C.J. Stroud finally got his legs underneath him, got his weapons healthy, and he's protecting the ball and he's playing towards his defense. A lot of you quarterbacks need to learn from C.J. Stroud right now.
Mm-hmm.
Have a generational defense like this. Just do them a favor. Keep them off the field. March the ball down the field. When you have opportunities to score. And they will do the rest for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we thought Cleveland could have done. But I'm not going to talk about them right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's not a hard. The most difficult thing to do in the NFL, especially nowadays, is to get a defense that can get legit stops. You know how hard that is with all of these goddamn rules? That's difficult. And you have a team that legitimately can cut your water off. The last thing you need is having a quarterback just throwing the ball all over the place and putting them in bad situations.
Bro, I need to get this somewhere. Again, I came here with no notes today, but I'll have that for you throughout the week. We haven't seen this in probably 10 years in the NFL. Like legitimately, it's been over 10 years since we've seen a defense this good. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Like everybody talks about the defenses this year of Seattle, the Rams, Denver, obviously. When I say everyone, me included.
Yeah, of course.
Those are very good defenses. The Texans are far and away the best defense in football. They are so good. They are so good that they might end up going to February without having a strong offensive line. But I will say this about their offensive line.
It is improved.
They've gotten better. Significantly, dog.
They wouldn't win if they didn't, though. They wouldn't
significantly
if they couldn't.
Exactly. Because what happened? The run game got a little better, and they started giving CJ half a second more, 0.3 seconds more,
All
which
he
in the
needed.
NFL is a lot.
All he
So
needed.
yeah, and CJ, like we can't be disrespectful to CJ.
No,
He's a great leader. He's a great franchise player, and he's a very good quarterback. Also, still developing. So we got to keep that in mind. Like he still hasn't hit his second contract yet. So yeah, if you're the Texans, I don't care what seed we finish. The Texans don't care. They don't need to be the number one seed. They could be the seventh seed. That's fine. We're gonna go up into your house, knock your quarterback in the mouth, and go on to the next phase. To the next
yeah.
phase.
Chase everybody around their building. They don't care.
Like the AFC is so wide open, and then Jeremy, we're gonna let you jump in here. The AFC is so wide open that, like you said about the NFC, I'm gonna wait to see what the actual matchups are. But it's so wide open that I don't know if the matchups actually matter.
They
I
don't.
think it's more about who Buffalo avoids more than anything else when it comes to the AFC. Your thoughts?
Well, as much as everybody is talking about, Josh Allen and Lamar, this is y'all year since Pat is not in the playoffs, everything else. What if I told you that I wasn't worried about neither one of them winning the Super Bowl anyway?
Yay.
We said that though.
Because it's almost like, do you realize if the Texans defense is this good, right? And it's better than what we thought the Denver defense was going to be, which I kind of told y'all that secondary was interesting to me.
You pointed out to me their vulnerability, and it was glaring after you pointed it out. So I'll give you credit on that for sure.
But if you look at the way this whole AFC playoff picture shakes out, the Texans are the hottest team coming in. I think Denver is the most solid team.
No doubt.
Denver's problem to me is I don't think Denver could beat the Texans in a playoff game.
Okay.
I'm going to say that I'm going to give you my two biggest things.
Yeah, because then I have a question for you.
If Denver can't run the ball, is Bo Nix going to be able to carry them to a win in a game where he has to get knocked down and get up again, or is the Texans going to keep him down? That's going to be an important question. That's the first question.
Before you start, I gotta ask you this question, John, and it's a simple one.
Mm-hmm.
Who's better, Bo Nix or Justin Herbert?
Justin Herbert.
I know. Did you see what Houston did to Justin Herbert? Okay, continue.
So you see, but when you see that, and then you see how they were able to give Pat Mahomes issues, right? They're not a team that you're going to be able to. You got a guy in Will Anderson who is playing at another level right now. Then on the other side of him, you have a cyborg in Danielle Hunter. So those two players mixed with Stingley, who we talking about Stingley since he's been at LSU as a freshman.
Yeah.
And you talking about just an overall solid team top to bottom on defense, okay? And even on offense, they have good players everywhere. It's just they have an offensive line that is makeshift. We don't know what they're going to be week to week. I just don't see I still don't. I don't see it. I don't see anybody being able to, unless it's the right team, and the right teams, unfortunately, play in the NFC. I think the Eagles or the Rams will feast on CJ Stroud. I think he will be roast beast. I'm just letting y'all know it's bad. So we talking about, we gotta make sure we understand that these defensive line, those two defensive lines, I think are on another level and on the same level as theirs, right? Because if we're talking about getting pressure with 4, those are the only 3 teams I think that can get pressure with 4 consistently. I think Denver needs to mix in some blitzing. I think every team in the AFC needs to mix in some blitzing, except for the Texans. And I think all those teams in the deep on the other side, besides the Eagles and the Rams, need to mix in blitzing in order to get pressure. 4-man pressure, it's only 3 teams that can do it. And those are the 3 teams that I'm saying are the front runners right now.
Yep. Shout out to the comment section, by the way. Y'all giving some.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Keyline did make a good statement, said that they go for the home run plays way too much still. So also category.
He referring to who is he referring to the Broncos?
He was referring to Houston, actually.
Okay. Houston's issue still to me, and I think Houston and Denver are the Spider-Man meme on offense to a certain extent. The only difference is the offensive line. The quarterback is the catalyst. I just trust CJ more in a situation than I'm going to trust Bo Nix.
Which leads me to my question.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
For those of you at home, feel free to play along. Germ So True.
Yeah, let's go.
Who do you trust more? Bo Nix or Drake May?
Drake May.
Playoffs. Bo Nix or Justin Herbert?
Herbert.
Bo Nix or CJ Stroud?
CJ.
Bo Nix or Josh Allen?
Josh.
Bo Nix or Aaron 41-year-old Rodgers?
Rogers.
Bo
Nix or Trevor Lawrence?
That's a tough one.
Trevor Lawrence.
Wow.
Let me tell you why I trust Trevor Lawrence. Because
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence this year has shown me they've got enough talent around him that he can just play not to lose.
And one thing I will give Trevor Lawrence credit for is there are times where he displays knowledge of elite ball placement. And what Germ just said about just not losing, we're going to talk about Trevor Lawrence extensively very soon. So keep an eye out for that conversation, because Germ and I have not been shy about our criticism of him.
Yeah.
But we got to give him credit for certain things, and that's a teaser for what's up and coming in the next couple of weeks.
Hey, look, those could go week to week. We give flowers. We also give coal. It just depends on what y'all do. It's on the eye of the performer. We're not saying that people can't get better when we critique them. We're not saying that they can't
thank you.
Give them praise.
Thank you.
It is literally based on the week. It's based off what the film shows. The film ain't never lied.
Not once.
Film, drunk people, and children. Never lied.
Hey, you ain't lying. You ain't lying about children, man. Oh my God, bro. But you, hey. But I appreciate you shouting out to the comments, because the comments are great. From KG to Kat, you in there. We saw a few people in there, and Trav in there. And the first comment, Mr. Fist Pump, if he's still in there, if you're still watching, yeah, I was talking about you earlier, number one.
Oh.
Number two, Germ and I tried to tell you about the Detroit Lions, but you just didn't want to listen.
I think he heard you the first time. That's hilarious. All right, so with all of that being stated, we only go and cover the games.
Yeah, let's get through it. We're going to be out of here in like 12 minutes.
Implications. We're going to do rapid fire on the other games for you degenerate gamblers, and we're going to move forward that way. So,
and I got a couple props that are just long shots, but logistically probable. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. All right, we're going to start off with the Seahawks-Panthers. Seahawks -6.5. The total over and under is 42.5. Don't have any money lines. Unfortunately, I didn't pull that up.
Oh, you good.
Panthers are at home. We have been pushing the Bryce Young isn't trash movement for quite some time. So now it has graduated to Bryce Young is pretty decent. Just like we have also been saying Sam Darnold needs an opportunity. Now we're pushing the whole Sam Darnold is pretty decent. So you got two decent quarterbacks going at each other that did just enough to get their team in playoff implications. Both are riding extremely talented defenses. and both can run the ball very well with two running backs, not one. Not only that, both have one wide receiver that their quarterback, who is decent, can count on. Even though one's a rookie, T. McMillan.
Yes.
And the other one, who to me, arguably is the second best wide receiver in the game right now.
Love it.
I love it. That's really all you need as a quarterback. A guy that I know that I can get the ball to when we absolutely need to, and two guys who can run that ball.
Right. Because if you have a great coordinator, more importantly, if you have a great quarterback, you need one guy. The rest of the guys, we can scheme. We can figure it out. You need one, but if you give me one guy, then I can deal with a bunch of others. I can deal with a bunch of others if I have one guy who I can just depend on without scheme. For Patrick Mahomes, that was Tyreek Hill. For Tom Brady, that was Gronk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for Peyton had him. He had Emmanuel, Decker, Demarius, R.I.P., Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne. Peyton had him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's shade. For Ben, that was AB. You know.
Yeah.
Before that, it was Hines Ward.
Yeah.
So for Drew Brees, he
Jimmy.
Between Colston and Thomas and Henderson, he also always had him.
Yeah.
So, I'm with you there. Injury report: left tackle Charles Cross is out. So that means that more than likely Josh Jones, who was the Cardinals' first-round pick all those years ago, is more than likely to start. And Kobe Bryant, the safety, is out with a knee injury. Hopefully he can be healthy. I got to go get some water because, as you can tell, I'm still sick.
Yes.
So I don't want to choke. And so I'm going to let Jerem give his analysis, and I'll be right back.
Okay, Jerem.
Well, it's really easy for me. I mean, I'm not really too. This is a weight class game, right?
Okay.
For me, and this is just not the right weight class for the Carolina Panthers.
I agree.
I think that this is a tough game for you to be able to win, considering you don't still have all of the tools to be able to test this defense fully. I think Bryce won't struggle, but I do think that there will be a lot more 3-and-outs than we may think. I just think that this is a juggernaut right now, and the way that they're functioning right now. And elite got to beat elite. So I'm taking Carolina to lose today.
Okay.
I think they lose. I think they lose decisively. I'm talking about 11 points plus.
Okay.
I just think that Seattle will be able to run the ball against them too today.
Yeah.
Because Seattle needs to prime up that running game if they're going to be successful.
Absolutely.
I just really think that there are going to be some games where they're going to be able to pressure Sam. And if you can't turn around and hand that ball off, that's going to be your demise right there.
Yep. And having Walker and Charbonnet back there helps.
Absolutely. Boston, in the comment section, can you please elaborate on your question about the Steelers? Because we are going to talk about them soon, and I would love to answer that question. As far as today is concerned for the Seahawks Panthers, I agree with Germ with what you just said completely, especially with what the Seahawks have to do with their run game. They got to get confidence in that run game. Ironically, Bryce Young has turned himself into the most clutch quarterback in the NFL.
He's decent.
Which goes back to what we talk about constantly when it comes to quarterbacks, but we'll leave that alone. Y'all should know that by now. But I think Seattle comes through. And I think they win. Sets up a great NFC South matchup next week. But I think Seattle is going to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Putting him for 80+ receiving yards and a touchdown. T Mac was on the injury report, but he's expected to play.
Yeah, I figured.
But that's my parlay prop from this game is JSN 80 plus receiving yards and a touchdown.
All right.
And they win. They win and cover, I think.
Okay. No problem. All right. So we're going to sneak this game in because even though they're not in the same conference, they still are two playoff teams playing each other. That is the Eagles and the Bills. So gotta talk about it. All right, so the over-under on that is 44.5. They got Buffalo -3. Buffalo is at home. Once again, I think it's not too far-fetched to say that this could potentially be a Super Bowl matchup if things sway the way they need to sway. I wouldn't put it past it. I'm not going to gamble on it, though. So with that, go ahead and give us the injury report and your take.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the Bills, again, I challenge anybody to come and tell me who's going to be the Buffalo Bills starting defensive tackle today. I challenge you because all 4 of their defensive tackles on their depth chart are all out. So who's going to be their starting defensive tackle? I don't know. What, are you going to kick Joey Bosa inside? You going to bring in a safety and put him as the nose? So that's a problem. So Daquan Jones is out. Jordan Phillips is out. Ogunjobi is on IR. And Ed Oliver's on IR. That's all 4 of their defensive tackles out.
Good luck,
So, yep. Jordan Poyer is also out. And Matt Prater is out as well for this game. And this morning, both tight ends were listed on the injury report. Both of them are actually legitimately questionable to play. The report that I'm hearing is that the coaches are trying to figure out who's the least hurt so that they can figure out who they can at least activate for the game, which is crazy work. For the Eagles have Nakobe Dean out and Lane Johnson out. From my understanding, MJ, because the Eagles are the only team in the NFC right now locked into their seeding. From my understanding, if they still had a chance to climb up the seeding, both of those guys would be playing today. Lane Johnson especially.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is great news because that means that Philadelphia plans on rolling into wild card weekend.
Fresh.
Whoever they're hosting, they're going to be fresh and they're going to be healthy. I don't remember the last time the defending champion went into the playoffs healthy. I don't. I really don't. It might, maybe the Chiefs when they did it, maybe the Patriots of 2004. I don't know. As far as this game is concerned, I think a couple of things here. The last time these guys played, the final score was 37-34. It was a phenomenal game. Both quarterbacks played excellent.
Yep.
I think this game has a low-scoring script. I don't think it's a defensive game by any means, but I think there's a low-scoring script because there's going to be a heavy volume of not only running the football, but both of these offenses believe in high completion percentage throws, particularly screens, end arounds, whatever. So I expect the clock to be running quickly and constantly. So I want to be clear. I don't expect a defensive game, but I expect a low-scoring script. Now, what's going to be sort of the tips to scale is I think Saquon Barkley is going to go off. Like, I got Saquon Barkley in 3 different parlays today, okay? One of them, I have him for 125 plus rushing yards. The other one, I got him for 150 plus rushing yards. And then the other one, I got him for 175 plus rushing yards. And you better believe I got him scoring more than 1 touchdown in every single one of those parlays. So, yeah, I'm high on Saquon today, for sure. The question is, can the Buffalo Bills run the ball on the Philadelphia Eagles? If they can, that's going to change the narrative and the perspective about Buffalo going into these playoffs. But I think Philadelphia handles them. I really do. I think Philly runs the ball. I think Philly's defense plays well. I think they sort of somewhat sent a statement to the rest of the league, like, "Yo, look what we just did to the best player in the AFC." Give me the Eagles and Saquon, 150 plus rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. I'm gonna take Jalen Hurts for 20 plus rushing yards as well.
Jarm, I like those bets.
So here's what we have. We have a really simple thing. Stopping the run is the key. If you can't stop the run, you ain't gonna win this game. Philadelphia likes to run the ball, period. Period, point blank. That is what it is. So with that being said, we're just rolling with Philly. We're not gonna make this into a long, drawn-out statement.
Fair
He
enough.
covered everything that needs to be covered. Philly should be able to run the ball down their throat today. Saquon also needs like 155 yards to get an extra $500K.
Yes.
Might as
Yes,
well get it today.
Mm-hmm.
I need that 500K. So, moving on. The last game we're going to cover in importance, and then the other games we'll just go ahead and hit you with the rapid fire. We got the Bears and the Niners. I will say this before I give the numbers. The Bears are an inspired football team right now. And just like how we analyze things and talk about analytics, sometimes the human element trumps it. Nothing about this season makes any sense when it comes to the Bears. Nothing. If I was to tell you without talking about the team, this team needed a fourth quarter with 2 minutes left to score 2 times against the New York Giants, then turn around and say this same team literally manhandled the Super Bowl reigning champions, you will look at me like I'm crazy. That's been their season.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I know the Bears are going to be ready to play. I know that they can't play with their food because that's how they treated the Philadelphia Eagles. If anything, I'm more worried about when they play a team that's not that good. But I know that they're going to be ready to play. Here's the question. Kyle Shanahan. He's brilliant. If there's any if there is any crack or crevice in the defense, he's gonna find it. The ball will be in Christian McCaffrey's hands. Can y'all make that tackle? And keep his rack very limited. Can y'all keep people around him when you hand the ball off or he gets that ball in space? Can y'all make it muddy for Brock Purdy? All of these things need to happen because y'all need to keep this game close if you're the Bears. Not 2 scores, 1 score, not 2. You need to keep it within 1 score in the fourth quarter if you're going to have a chance, in my opinion. And y'all have the running game to be able to dictate tempo. Also, too, we talked about the mismanagement of teams earlier. Let's go ahead and give credit to both of these teams for showing you how to manage a team.
Amen to that.
So we give flowers just like, we give coal. So the Niners is, if you go into a textbook on how to run an organization, at least football-wise, off the field, I don't know, because Brandon Ayuk, Colin Kaepernick, we're not going to go into that. I don't know. But for football-wise, how to run an organization, the 49ers are the standard.
Yes.
They are. Anytime you can lose all of these people and it's just business as usual, that says something about your organization. Anytime you could take a head coach that struggled as a head coach at another team that will not be named because they're not good enough to be named, and then you make him a defensive coordinator and he looks like a genius again, that is the organization.
Yep.
Despite him losing his best football player on his side of the ball, they're still just trucking along. That's organization.
Yep.
So, total is 51.5 on the over-under. The spread is -3.5 San Francisco. We're going to start with Jerm this time first.
Let's do it.
It's not really much to say, right?
There
because
isn't.
I think we were talking about a game in which if you're Chicago, this is a bigger game for you than it is for San Francisco. But why? Because you're the young up and coming team trying to make a statement. But a statement in December ain't gonna mean nothing in January. Because in January, I got my belt. I just want everybody to understand something. All y'all naysayers out there, I don't care what the Bears finish. I care about when people take their belts out in January. Because when the belt comes out, they can get their ass whooped. That young ass whooping. That kid and play ass whooping. I remember when Kid used to get his ass whooped in house party. You remember when Kid used to get his ass whooped? Ain't gonna hurt nobody. This ass whooping gonna hurt somebody. Now I want y'all to remember. I'm telling y'all this now. I'm telling y'all now. When that belt come out, it ain't gonna be pretty. And I want the Bears to understand you got a great season and everything. But as far as today goes, I think the Bears need this game a little bit more. I think if you're the 49ers, I really wouldn't care today what happens because I'm already battle tested. I'm battle tested. The only team that I look at and I say, this team is the team I probably can't beat, or the team I'm gonna struggle with is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Really?
That's the only team I'm worried about. I'm not even worried about my divisionaires.
Oh, this man said divisionaires.
I know that's what I thought about it after I said it.
Coin that phrase.
Facts.
I'm not even worried about my divisionaires because at the end of the day, they are what they are. I know how. Hey, listen.
You know
I need to hit
exactly what
Sam
you're
in the
getting
mouth.
at. Hey, look, they are Chipotle.
You know,
San Francisco is Chipotle. You know exactly what you come in order. You don't ask questions at Chipotle. You know what you're here for.
For real.
You know what the fuck you here.
You're
They
right.
just pull that bowl out, and everything that you see that is enticing, you throw in that bowl, and no one questions it. Or if you want to put it on a tortilla, the same rules apply.
I hate when, like, first of all, Chipotle always has a line. So even if you are unsure, you have a moment to figure out. That's number one. Number two, I hate it. It's a bowl or burrito. They ask you a question. Don't answer with a question. Can I? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Bowl or burrito. Then what the fuck do you want? Excuse my French. All right. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna my God.
Hey, listen. That's just like my favorite thing that the customers say. Can I get a nacho fry with the cheese sauce? It comes with the cheese sauce. That's part of the promotion. It comes with the cheese sauce. That's why you pay an extra 60 cents for fries. But you know, it is what it is.
Hey.
Every time they do this, I'll be like, give them the nacho fries with the cheese sauce. I'll be like,
it's nacho fries. Nacho. Nacho. It's in the name. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's okay.
Burn it down.
Hey, look, we talked about flow. Ain't nothing worse than messing up somebody's flow when they hungry.
Oh my God.
It's nothing worse than messing up my flow while I'm hungry.
Hey, listen, I just need people to understand. These are things. But before we end this show today, we will come back to this conversation. This conversation, we're gonna say this on air because I'm gonna put this on TikTok as a rant.
Okay.
Things you do not go to a fast food restaurant and say. So go ahead. Let's finish this.
I clearly triggered y'all with the Chipotle analogy.
Oh my God, you did. We did. It's okay.
No, here. This is a safe space, man.
Yes.
It's healthy. Proverbial leather couch out. I have a leather couch as my background, and we'll really get into this because he'll just be.
Oh my God! Hey, yes.
Talk about that.
Man, somebody needs to get socked. Somebody need to get socked for this.
Ironically, though, I'm sorry. I always have one tangent. I have a theory, and it has to
As
do with
always.
my father, right? You want to know the reason why social media is the way it is? Because it's a safe place to where you don't get your ass whooped for what you say.
Listen,
That's why people talk the way they talk, because they know they can't get their ass whooped.
listen.
Ask yourself this before y'all. This is some etiquette for y'all, because I know nobody taught y'all this. Social media just came on the forefront with no real rules, except for the
It's
terms
true.
and conditions that nobody read.
That nobody reads. Hell no.
So here's some etiquette for you. Very simple. If you say something to a person in person and you know they might haul off and slap you or whoop your ass, you probably shouldn't say it on the computer either.
Yep.
And if you won't say that to somebody that you know will whoop your ass, don't say it to somebody that won't whoop your ass. It's pretty simple.
I agree. I actually agree with that wholeheartedly. No, for real, because that's a character flaw. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
don't pick and choose where to be that.
I'm with you so bad. Boy, we got a lot of clippable audio from this game, from this show. We're gonna try to wrap up. Persol and Kittle are questionable. Romo Dunze is out. DJ Moore, Zacchaeus, and Darnell Wright all listed as questionable due to an illness. If you are in the winter areas, you know what, you don't even gotta ask. Whoa, isn't that weird? No, everybody's sick because we sick of this damn cold. Okay. Actually, Darnell Wright, he didn't even travel with the team. He's actually on his way right now.
Oh wow.
To San Francisco. That's how bad it was. So
man needs some therapy.
All week, I picked the 49ers to win. I don't know why. I think Chicago finds a way to pull this out.
I do too.
I don't know why. I just have that feeling. I think they're gonna run the ball okay. I don't think they have anybody because of all the injuries that can contain Caleb Williams from coming out of the pocket. And if you allow him to roam freely in the outside of the pocket, he's a different problem.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick the Bears to actually win this game today.
Jeremy, you got the Niners, right?
No, I got the Bears.
You got the Bears too.
Oh,
yeah.
You just said we'll revisit this in January.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't care what they do.
See, our brother Les doesn't allow me and Germ to evolve. That's his problem.
Wow. Okay. Let him grow and develop, Les.
Grow and develop is crazy.
All right. Rapid fire.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cardinals and Bengals. 53.5 over under -7 Cincinnati.
Bengals, you better win. Period. If you let the Arizona Cardinals violate you today, that means that if a Cardinal ever violates a Bengal in my lifetime, I just want y'all to know, no. Give me Bengals.
Yeah. Listen, if you at home, just write it down because I'm gonna fire off these parlay props for these rapid fires. Give me the Bengals. Give me the over. Give me Jamar Chase, 90+ receiving yards and a touchdown. Give me Trey McBride, 60+ receiving yards. Give me Michael Wilson for an anytime touchdown. Bengals win.
Love it. Steelers Browns over under is 35.5. They got -4.5 for Steelers on the spread. Mo.
Yeah, so Boston, I'm gonna have to go live and talk about the AFC North as a whole. I appreciate your comments and your question. I'm gonna address all of it. No DK Metcalf, no Calvin Austin, which means give me Adam Thielen, 4+ receptions and a touchdown. That is huge money if he does those two things, which he should, because he's technically going to be the #1 option today. Give me Darnell Washington as well for 3+ touchdowns, and give me Harold Fannin, who, if he plays, for a touchdown and 3+ catches. Thank you very much. That was going to be next. I think this game is going to be better than expected.
Yeah.
But I think Pittsburgh puts it away so that they can rest some of their guys next week. Give me Pittsburgh. I'll go 21-17 Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Today is the day we shall celebrate the Myles Garrett sack record. Today is the day we shall. Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Okay.
Perfect timing.
I love it.
Got perfect timing. Give me Pittsburgh though. I think Pittsburgh wins today. Give me 27-24.
Wow.
With Aaron Rodgers showing Shador how he has perfect time.
Okay.
Love it.
All right, Saints Titans 39.5 is over under. -1.5 is going to the New Orleans Saints.
This is
Saints.
the go to hell special.
This is, yeah, like I said, if you're a degenerate gambler or just a fan, first off, if you're a fan of any of these teams, I apologize. You know, change gonna come, Sam Cook.
Ooh.
But
Is it?
Yeah.
It has no choice.
It has no choice.
Yo, 5 and 10, 3 and 12, you're gonna get a couple of top 10 picks, you can figure it out from there.
Yep. Tony Pollard needs 2 touchdowns for $200K and 151 total yards for $250K. So he can make almost $500,000 these next 2 weeks. So I am going to take him for a anytime touchdown. And I'm gonna also take Olave to score with 4+ receptions. And I'm gonna take Taysom Hill to score a touchdown with Alvin Kamara out. And give me the New Orleans Saints to win this game.
Sure.
Give me a tie.
Oh,
I
love it.
I like it. All right, Jacksonville versus the Colts. Jacksonville -3.5. The spread is 48.5. Phillip Rivers, I got him throwing 2 touchdowns just off of the strength of I respect old people coming off the couch.
Old people is crazy.
Doing their thing and then going right back to their couch. Phillip Rivers is really my spiritual animal in football. That's some shit I
love it.
I would
Isn't Phillip Rivers a Sagittarius too?
I don't know.
Phillip Rivers is Sagittarius, bro.
It makes perfect sense because
his birthday was he is.
Everything about what he did is a Sag move. He was like, I'm not about to pay this fucking insurance.
Oh my God, you right. You right.
Like, I coach football, so I know what the fuck is I'm supposed to be looking for. I'm actually probably better now because I coach it.
Dog, the anticipation that he was throwing with was better than anything I've ever seen. Like, it was insane.
Yeah,
the anticipation he was throwing with.
He coached it now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when you get to the teacher level, when you get to that teacher level, everything goes literally like as slow as you possibly could think.
Yep.
It's really Matrix. It's really like the Matrix.
Yep.
This is everything just slow. Because it's like there's nothing you can show me that I haven't seen already.
Which is why when MJ walks into a LA Fitness basketball hoop, everybody stops dribbling.
I don't know why
you thought that we forgot about that. You thought we forgot, didn't you?
That's an inside story. We will never forget.
You thought we forgot, didn't you? Look. Yeah, I know y'all didn't forget because that's just that's the energy that we're on.
Big Shot said this 10 years ago, and I will never forget it. He said, "Don't let MJ fool y'all. That man can play." And then we saw it for ourselves, okay? And we was like, "Damn, that man can play."
I mean, like I said, I only say facts. I did score over 1,950 points in college. Like, I don't know too many people who could say they did.
Yep.
So I gotta know something.
You and Jay Williams, we will always ask, "What if?" I'm just being real.
Nice.
I'm just being real. But I digress because we already in overtime.
Yeah, John. Jacksonville Colts.
Jacksonville today. I like Jacksonville. Colts, good season. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
Just to say this about Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers was playing quarterback last week like quarterback was supposed to be played. Check up, Mike. I see a blitz.
Yep.
Completion, first down.
Yep.
That's what I want to see from all these young bucks. That's quarterback play. Shout out to Phillip Rivers.
Oh my God. There was a throw. I'm sorry. There was a throw
Oh,
where he threw it about 20 yards to the boundary, right? And the announcer said that he was throwing it away. The whole time, Josh Downs was running the longest out route in the history of out routes. And if he would have just broke it a little smoother, he would have caught it.
Mm.
Like the anticipation was insane. I don't know why.
yeah.
It was
No,
insane. Best I've ever seen. No one's done it better. I don't know why I just did that. I'm sorry. But
Shout out no shout out to DJ. But no, it was like, if y'all see the Avengers, it was like that Hawkeye shot when he shot the plane or the boat or whatever that was, and he shot the thing and it curved and it hit exactly where it needed to hit. That's what it looked like when he threw that. So
yep.
yeah, shout out to Phil, man. Keep doing your thing. And in fact, no, retire. You got another 5 years before we got to see you again and pay insurance. Hopefully by then your son is in the NFL and he can pay.
For real.
So we got the Bucks and the Dolphins. 44.5 is the over under. Tampa Bay negative 5.5. This is my You Better special.
Yes.
Tampa Bay, you have no choice. Like, I don't know what else.
Yes.
If this ain't motivating you, you probably just don't feel like playing no more. You could pull a Detroit if you want, but we'll see. Thoughts?
No, You Better special. Bucks.
All right.
Tampa.
Yep. Giants and Raiders. This is ID gas special because I don't give a fuck. There's 40.5 on the over and under. -3 for the Giants. I stand corrected. I do give a fuck. I give actually one entire fuck because I have to start Jackson Dart because Lamar Jackson was injured. So this has fantasy implications for me. I have to start him. So I think he's going to do okay, though. That's the reason why I'm starting him, because Max Crosby also is on injured reserve. So
yeah, he posting basketball videos, but he on injured reserve. Okay.
They said he walked out of the whistle call, I'm like, I already know what this is going to. He gonna play for the Cowboys next year. John.
Let's just make this easy. Who cares?
Yes.
Who cares?
Our degenerate gamblers care, John.
What's the spread? What's the over under again? What's the over under?
The over under is 40.5.
And who they giving the points to?
-3 to the Giants.
Really?
Bro, they gave the Giants 3 points against the Raiders, though. But see, listen. I had to ask that question because this morning it started off at I think it was 1.5. I think it was 1.5 this morning, if I'm not mistaken. Because I've been up and down since like 6 a.m. So look, give me Vegas to cover the 3 because they only win by 0.5 point and don't understand how 0.5 point is possible. But a win is a win, baby. Just win, baby. Vegas, baby.
Shout out to Al Davis. And the last one that we're gonna get through, Patriots and Jets, the 42.5. They're giving the New England Patriots -13.5. Well, taking away 13.5. So that means they got to win by 2 touchdowns. The biggest prop bet that I think is, will the Jets continue a whole game without an interception, which possibly putting them in history?
Yes. Yes, that's the only thing that's interesting about this game. The Patriots win, the Patriots cover, the Patriots don't throw an interception.
Say less. Jerm, sorry to put you to sleep at the
end. Patriots.
All right, so we can go ahead and wrap it up now. Appreciate y'all for staying with us. We went over time, obviously, but it's the playoffs.
Okay.
Be ready for an hour and 30-minute shows now because we got to talk life. We got to talk football.
Yes.
We got to talk about football and life. We got to talk about life and football. So it's going to be what it's going to be. But thank you for rocking with us because sometimes we got to say it out loud for it to make sense.
So I actually, on my computer screen, I have our show on my computer screen, reading the comments and everything. But I have the settings where the bottom bar disappears. I had no idea what time it is until about 10 minutes ago. Because I was like, yo, it feels like we've only been on here for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, it was going.
So shout out to you, to my brothers. I hated missing last week, but I literally had no voice. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Comment section. I just stay tuned for what's coming in 2026. Because, like I said, individually, collectively, we are all excited. The horse is prepared for battle, but victory comes from the Lord. Take us home, True. Shout out to you, MJ. Yes, sir. And shout out to Coco and Bruno. If you know